Just the, yeah.
Okay. We all know that texting and driving is dangerous. We've seen the crashes, heard the reports, but yet I know there are so many people who still text and drive. Well, in 2010 and 2011, there were 16,441 other people who thought the same thing, that they were invincible and that it would never happen to them. But now it's too late. 6,441 people died in the past 2 years in texting-related accidents. So who can say that you won't be next? I think the statistics alone should motivate you to not pick up the phone when you're driving. However, if that's not enough, I'm here and I'm going to give you some statistics on texting and driving, or just cell phone use while you're driving, along with some solutions to that, and also some information on the laws in the U.S. and Idaho on texting and driving, because I think that texting and driving should be made illegal here in Idaho, along with every other state in the U.S., because it has been so deadly. First of all, according to Driving Distractions on commonsense.org, texting and driving increases your risk of crash by 4 times, and a texting driver is 23 times more likely to get in an accident than a non-texting driver. They also said that drivers using their cell phones caused 2,600 traffic accidents in the U.S. last year alone. A Harvard study also showed that 570,000 accidents are caused each year by cell phone related distractions, such as texting and driving, which is the #1, by the way, in driving accidents that are caused by cell phone use. Texting is the #1 cause. With these shocking statistics, it's amazing to find people still texting and driving, even when in a AAA survey, 94% of drivers said that cell phone use while driving is unacceptable, and 87% of those drivers support laws against cell phone use. Now, while we're on the topic of this, there's many ways to prevent these deaths and these sad statistics that keep growing each year. In fact, the AAA survey said that risks or distractions and these kind of things have been growing by 4 times each year, so the accidents are only going to get worse. But there is a way to stop these, and that is prevention. Of course, the #1 way to prevent these accidents is to keep your phone out of sight and out of mind. When you get in the car, turn your phone off, put it in the back seat, put it on silent, and don't use it at all while you're driving. But if you find that you need to use your phone at all, the Texting and Driving Prevention Center gives drivers a free list of solutions to texting and driving. Their first recommendation, of course, is also stow away all your electronic devices. However, there are other such things called Text Blocker, which allows you to set up restricted zones that block texting communications while you're in the car, so your texts literally won't even come in until your car is off. And there's also Mobile Safer, which is a side-only solution that connects with any vehicle Bluetooth system, so it's a hands-free device, so at least you're not looking down, you're just talking into it to send and receive text. And there's also a Teen Safer, which is about the same thing, but it's for teens, and parents can choose zones where they can text, so they can tell when they're driving, and it will turn their texting off and it will come in later. Now, texting and driving, since it is such a popular thing and it has been a very big thing in the U.S. the past few years, many states have made it illegal. Texting and driving is illegal in 20 states, including some of our bigger ones, California, Texas, and New York. They have banned all cell phone use, not just texting. But there is no state that, besides those, that ban all kinds of use. There's different restrictions set up in different kinds of states. And in Idaho, there's absolutely no restrictions on texting and driving at all. There's only 37 states that restrict texting and driving, and then the other 13 have certain restrictions, but Idaho has no prohibition on cell phone use. They have a certain law that if there's an accident, they have to record if someone was using a cell phone or something, but it's rarely enforced, and it's still not illegal to text and drive. So I propose that we need to have a law that makes texting and driving illegal in the U.S. and in Idaho. And actually, while I was researching my speech, our governor signed a bill making texting and driving illegal in the state of Idaho as of this July. Now, I know that many of us know the dangers of using our phones while driving, but I hope the information that I've just given you, and this information is also available on this site that I have gone to, and they have a big poster about the causes of texting and driving, the injuries, the fatalities, how it increases your likelihood, and all of that. And it's actually a really good site if you go on to textinganddriving.org, and it has all things about prevention, so you can look up more about it. But I hope this information reminds you that these aren't just stories we hear or things that we see in the news, and that it can happen to us. Texting and driving is a serious issue. There is no such thing as a good texter or a responsible texting, like when you're at stoplights. All kind of texting and cell phone use provide distractions that can lead to accidents. The only way, the best way to prevent accidents and these kind of scary statistics is to keep your phone out of sight and out of mind. Just don't do it. I have shown you the dangers of texting and driving, given you statistics on these dangers, given you some preventative solutions if you're not going to put your phone down, if you can use hands-free or mobile safer. And now I encourage you to remember what I have told you. So when it comes time to enact these laws, that you vote yes on them, and that you abide by them and vote to keep them active. Texting and driving is extremely dangerous, and it doesn't have to be this way. People need to vote to enact these laws to abolish texting and driving, and most of all, refrain from doing so, whether it's a law or not in your state. Texting and driving can be deadly. I hope you remember this the next time you pick up your phone.